Hi, welcome to this video class. In the last video, you have learned what is meant by habitat and what is meant by adaptation and how all the different organisms are adapted to different habitats. Animals adapt to different abiotic factors in different ways. If this adaptation is not possible to organisms, they die, or if they adapt themselves, they can survive in the environment. So the result is variety of organisms present in different habitats, and this is possible only due to the process of adaptation. In this video, we are going to learn the different kinds of habitats. Firstly, let us discuss terrestrial habitats, which includes different types of regions such as the mountain region or a desert region or a forest land area. Firstly, discussing deserts. In the last video, we have discussed the desert animal camel and what are all the adaptations seen in that organism. And the best example is that it has got a long legs so that it can escape itself from the heat of the sun. But the adaptation is not the same in all the organisms. Each of these organisms living in a particular habitat, they adapt in a different way. So whereas rats and snake, which are in the desert region, they stay in burrows deep in the soil so as to escape from the intense heat during the morning. And as during the night time, as it is very cold, they come out from the burrows during the night time. So the adaptation of the organisms is different in different organisms. In the same way, what is the adaptation seen in plant, or what is the adaptation seen in the desert plants? You can find many plants such as cactus, opuntia, and the stem of these plants, they are covered by a thick waxy layer which helps it to retain water. So as there is scarcity of water in the desert region, so they lost less amount of water through the process of transpiration. So as the stem is also even covered by a waxy layer which prevents the water to escape out from the plant body. And they too have roots that grow very deep into the soil for absorbing water. So when you observe keenly the structure of a desert plant, you will see that where the leaves are modified into spines. Even the leaves may be absent or they are modified into spines. It is because you already studied in the last lesson that the water, it just gets evaporated from the leaf through the process of transpiration. So as to reduce or minimal the effect of transpiration, these leaves are reduced to spines. And even the stem, which is green in color, it undergoes the process of photosynthesis. So these are the few adaptations seen in plants and animals that live in a terrestrial habitat, that is in deserts. Now just moving to the mountain regions of the terrestrial land area, it's very cold and it is also windy, and sometimes during the winter you can see the snowfall. Yes, observe the image here of a tree. So what is the adaptation seen in these plants? So they are cone shaped, and also the branches are slopy, whereas the leaves, they are spiny. So these kind of adaptation in these plants make the water or the snow to slide off easily from the plant. So it is not only these plants which are present in the mountain, and even you can see wide variety of plants that exist on the mountains, and even they show different kinds of adaptations to live in that area. And coming to animals which are living in the mountain regions, they are also adapted to the conditions there. So in the image you can see the snow leopard. So what is the adaptation seen in this organism? Where it has got a thick fur so that it can escape from the cold, and even its toes or foot it has a large amount of fur over the foot so that even it can easily walk on the snow. Whereas the another animal which is known as goat, yes, which is living in the mountain region, so where it has got a strong hoofs so that it can run on the rocky slopy regions on the mountains. Whereas yak, where it has got a long fur, so that it just this fur keeps the body warm. So these are all the adaptations seen in these organisms to live in a mountain regions. As you go up high in the mountain regions, even you can see a change in the surroundings and also the different organisms which have got adapted to that surroundings. Yes, another region is the grassland, that is the terrestrial land area. Yes, where you can see in the image the picture of a lion and a deer. So the lion, which lives in the forest or a grassland, it is a strong animal, so that it can even hunt and kill a deer. So what are the adaptations seen in this lion to adapt to that forest in the forest land area or the grassland area? It has got a brown color. The fur of that animal is brown color, and also you can see that the eyes which are placed in front of the face. So do you think that these adaptations make the organism to survive in that area? Yes. Its light brown color helps it to hide in dry grassland when it hunts for prey, and the eyes in front of the face allow it to locate its prey, the animal which it is going to hunt and kill. It is called as a prey. Okay, so the adaptations is making the lion to survive in that region. So what are the specific or bodily features that are seen in a deer? It has got a strong teeth. So these strong teeth help it to chew the hard plants or the stem of a plant. And you can also see that eyes which are present on the sides, so that it can easily locate the predator. It can just look on to the different directions with the eyes which are placed on the sides. And it also possesses long ears, so that it can listen to the movement of the predator, and the speed of the deer helps them to run away from the predator. So all these features help the animal or plant to survive in the habitat. So these are all about the terrestrial habitat. Now let us discuss what are the adaptations seen in the aquatic organisms. So the different aquatic habitats such as ponds or ocean swamps as such. So firstly, let us discuss the oceans. So the organisms that you can see in the oceans is mostly the fishes, which have got a streamlined body. Streamlined body in the sense where the ends of the body, they taper on both the ends, so that where the movement is possible easily in the water. Where these fishes have also possessed the gills, it is with the help of these gills where they absorb the oxygen, taking the oxygen which is dissolved in water. But whereas whales and dolphins, they do not have gills, then how do they survive? You might have seen that these dolphins or whales, they just come to the surface of the water, take a deep breath and dive into the water. And even they can stay for a longer periods in the water without breathing. And they have nostrils or blowholes on the top of the head. So it is how these are all the adaptation which is making these organisms to survive in the water. Then what about the plants that which are in ponds and lakes? So the adaptation seen, let us see the adaptation seen in these plants. The main function of the root is to hold the plant in place. So the plant or on the terrestrial land area, you can see that the main function of the root is to absorb the water and minerals from the soil, and it helps in anchoring the plant without moving. So here the main function of the root in an aquatic land area is to hold the plant in place, and the stems of these plants are long, hollow and light, and where this stem is present till the surface of the water, and above the top of the water you can see the leaves or flowers which are floating over the surface of the water. Some aquatic plants are totally submerged in water, whereas leaves are often highly divided, through which the water can easily flow without damaging them. So that when a strong wave comes and hit that plant, you can see that the stem is so flexible that it bends but does not break. So it is a kind of adaptation seen in the aquatic plant. And the frogs, usually we see them near the pond, and the ponds are a habitat to them. And the adaptation seen in these animals are they have got a strong back leg, so that they can leap and hunt the prey, where it has got webbed feet, so that it can easily swim in water. So these are the different kinds of adaptation seen in a terrestrial habitat as well as the aquatic habitat. Thank you. Meet you in the next video.